What's going on YouTube world? Austin Zabak here, and in this video I want to talk to you guys about why I currently have 6 credit cards. Okay, I actually think I have a couple of more, but they're at actually my office right now. But why do I have 6 credit cards? What in the world could I possibly ever use 6 credit cards for? And why does it make sense for you to also go out and have a bunch of credit cards? Okay, I wanted to make this video because I get asked all the time, Austin, why do you spend your money on credit cards and not debit cards? What's the benefit? What's the downside? What's the risk? Right? And does it even make sense for you? Okay, so in this video, regardless of how old or young you are, you're gonna understand after this video why I have my credit cards. Not only that, why you should go out and do the exact same thing. Okay, so really quick, here's a stack of my credit cards. Okay, I'm not gonna show you guys all the numbers, but I got 1 here, I got 2 here, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so I got 6 credit cards right here in my hand, and I'm gonna talk to you guys a little bit about why. So really quick, I didn't always have good credit, right? There was a time in my life, I'm 23 years old, and there was a time in my life I didn't have good credit, and there was another time in my life I just had no credit at all. So let's just start with when I had no credit. Okay, when I had no credit, here was the problem. Nobody wanted to give me a loan on anything, right? So if I wanted to go buy a car or I wanted to go buy a house, nobody would give me a loan. I just didn't have any credit. There was no length of credit history, which is number one thing you're gonna need. Okay, so I'll pop that up on the screen, but it's your length of credit card history. Is a big thing that credit card companies are looking at today. How long have you had credit? Okay, so if you're 18 years old right now, I encourage you to go get a credit card. As a matter of fact, one of my credit cards here is actually a Discover card. Okay, I got a Discover card right here, and then I got another card right here. I'm gonna block out the numbers for you so you can't see, but I got a Discount Tire credit card. Okay, Discount Tire. So what I did when I was 18 is I decided that I wanted good credit, right? Because you have to have good credit in order to go out into the world and do a lot of business. Okay, or just to reap some of the other benefits, which I'm going to share with you, by the way, here in just a second. So at 18 years old, I needed new tires for my truck, and I decided that I would go and I had the cash, okay, to buy those tires. But what I did was I went to Discount Tire and I said, hey, why don't you give me a line of credit? And I'll pay you. I gave them the cash. This is back in the day. There's credit cards that do this, by the way. I'll throw it up on the screen. That you can actually pay them $300 and they'll give you a $300 line of credit. Okay, so that's what I did here. I paid them $1,000. They gave me a $1,000 line of credit, and I was able to start building my credit history. Okay, again, that was the number one thing that I pointed out a minute ago, is your credit history, right? Not only was I able to do that, but I was able to prove to the bank that I was able to make my payments on time, which is number 2. I'm going to show you on the screen here is your on-time payment record. Okay, how many payments out of your total number of payments that you've ever made with leveraging other people's money have you made on time? It should be 100%, because this is something they really look at. The credit card companies really want to know that you made 100% of your payments on time. Okay, so I encourage you to go do just that. Here's another benefit that I realized when I was about 20 years old. Was I started to see a lot of the credit cards, like for instance, this Chase Sapphire card right here, okay? I was able to see that they had a lot of rewards. If I signed up for this card at one point, I'll show you on the screen, they were given $100,000 worth of 100,000 points, okay, to open up a Chase Sapphire card. I was like, man, so I did some research. I was like, what can I buy with 100,000 points? And it occurred to me that I could get hotels. I could get airfare. I could actually spend that money on food. I could actually even get cash back if I wanted to, and a lot of other things. I was actually able to even get, and I'll block this for you, I don't know if you see the numbers, but I was actually able to get this, what they call a priority pass. Okay, I'm gonna show you up on the screen right here. Basically, that priority pass came with the Chase Sapphire card, and what it is it allows me to get in all of the when you go to the airports, all of the lounges for free. So now I'm able to drink free food and free drink instead of paying freaking $9 at Burger King at the airport. Okay, I was able to get all that for free, right? Just by signing up with this card and spending, I think it was like $2,500 in my first 60 days. So here's what I encourage you to do. It's called credit card churning. You could go open up account after account after account after account, all of them in which you'd want the benefits to be large, right? You want to get a lot of points. You want there to be a lot of benefit to you for opening up that card and spending that money. Then what you do is you take the money that you'd have spent either way, right? You'd have spent it on your debit card, or you'd have paid cash or wrote a check, and instead you put that on a credit card to get those points. Because again, you'd have spent that money either way, right? Now what you do is you turn around, you pay that credit card right off with your debit card or with your cash, okay? And you spent no more money than you'd have spent either way. And here's what's golden about that. You're not paying any interest, right? Because you just paid it off instantly, right? You're not paying any late fees. Really, you're not spending any additional money that you would have spent any other way, right? Here's the cool thing. Now you have all these free points that you can start to stack up over time, okay? And then you can start to go out. Once you've achieved that initial amount of points that you want to achieve, now when I go to spend my debit card or my cash on things, I can swipe my credit card instead and I can get rewards, right? Sometimes, you know, depending on the credit card, they'll give you 3% cash back or 2% cash back or 1% cash back, or they'll give you 3 points per dollar you spend on airfare. I have a Southwest card, and every dollar I spend, I think they give me $2 or $3 in points, or sorry, 2 or 3 points per dollar I spend when I buy a Southwest flight, okay, airfare. So you can start to stack these points up, and then every year when you go on vacation, you stay in hotels, you need a rental car, right? Some of them even give you like rental car insurance or these lounges, whatever it is. You can start utilizing all of these points and benefits that you stashed up, spending money you'd have spent either way, right? It's literally brilliant, okay? So number one, you wanna focus again on the length of history. That's why you should open up a credit card right now here today. Number two, they're gonna look at your credit card, the payments, right? How many payments did you make on time, like we talked about a minute ago? Number three, they look at credit card utilization, okay? So if you have $100,000 total credit, okay, across all your credit cards, how much of that are you utilizing at any given time, on any given month? The sweet spot is between 1 and 19%. I'll show you on the screen. 1 and 19% is how much you want to utilize total, right? Out of your total utilization. Anything more than 19%, they'll start dinging your credit score, okay? They don't like that, right? Don't go over that 19%. Don't go under 1% either, because they'll just close your account. They'll assume it's inactive, you're not using it. So keep a little bit of money on there, right? Between 1 and 19% credit card utilization. If you crack the code on those three things, you go out there, and I'm telling you right now, credit cards can be a good thing if you use them the right way, right? So that's what I encourage you to do. The other thing is, how many total open lines of credit do you have, right? That's number 4. So how many total open lines of credit do you have? Do you have 1? Do you have 10? Right? That's why right now I have 6 just sitting on my dining room table, because they want to see how many open lines of credit I have, right? It's a big one, okay? They want to know exactly what is going on, okay? You have a lot. You're a trustworthy, member of society, okay? So those are 4 main things to build your credit up, right? To get that higher credit score. And then, obviously go out there and reap the rewards on some of these amazing credit cards they have to offer right now. And there's some other ones too, by the way. American Express has a couple of good ones right now. I know the Chase Sapphire, I don't know if they're still offering that. You got the Southwest one, and there's a bunch of other ones too. Do some research, okay? Go onto Google, go onto Credit Karma, and they'll start offering you different credit cards, and make sure that it's worth it when you sign up and you spend that initial amount of money, okay? Those are a couple of reasons that you should build your credit, ways to keep your credit good, and then obviously go out there and reap the benefits of having credit cards. And don't do it like the rest of Americans, where they're just blowing money on their cards, they're never paying it back, and their credit score goes way down, okay? So those are 4 things that affect your credit, right? And obviously going out there and building good credit, right? Keeping good credit, maintaining good credit, and then really figuring out how you can maximize the rewards of the credit cards. And real quick, I'm gonna give you 2 bonus tips, okay, on building your credit and maintaining good credit. Number 1 is the types of loans, right? The types of credit that you have on your account. Some people have auto loans, some people have home loans, and then other people have credit cards, personal lines of credit. Okay, there's a lot of different types of credit. The more types of credit that you have, the better off your overall credit score is going to be. Right? So if you have auto loans, is good. If you have a regular credit card, it's good. You have a home loan, it's good. Build the different types of credit that you can build, right? You want to build as many types as you can, okay? That is bonus tip number 1. Now, real quick, bonus tip number 2 is you want to make sure you limit the number of inquiries on your account, okay? A lot of people, they get denied a credit card, and they go out and they keep reapplying for new credit cards, and you get slammed with inquiries. Every time you get an inquiry, even if it's a soft inquiry, it dings your credit. Or when you go apply at an apartment building, or you go, do like a background check, maybe even, there's a lot of different things that will actually ding your credit, and that's technically, some of them are soft inquiries and other ones are hard inquiries. So here's the thing, limit the number of inquiries that you have on your account, right? And if you get denied a credit card, figure out why you got denied. Don't go out there and just keep reapplying for different cards hoping that one will accept you, because those are now you got 8 or 10 soft inquiries or hard inquiries on your credit that you don't necessarily need there, right? So limit that to as little as possible and figure out, why did you get denied, right? If you got denied because maybe your credit score is a 600 and you need a 700, then work on getting that score up, right? Give the length of credit history a little bit longer. Complete some more payments 100% on time, right? Figure out what you can do to get your score up so the next time you apply for a credit card, you get approved and not denied. That way you limit the number of total inquiries. Guys, drop in the comment section down below what you enjoyed about this video, what you'd like to see in a future video, and as always, I look forward to seeing you in the next one.